Hello from Bogota.
We have arrived yesterday. Today is our first full day here in the city, and we thought we'd give you a quick tour of our apartment here, and then we're gonna head on to the airport to do a quick COVID test because we're flying internationally tomorrow, and then
what?
Explore the city.
Oh.
Okay. As you come in, you have a bathroom. Going into the living room with a Christmas tree, a kitchen, there's the washing machine, a beautiful view of Bogota, messy desk, heading on to the bedroom, a very decent shower, and another bathroom. And it all costs $23 a night, which is very cheap for what we have. Yeah. So today's gonna be a GoPro day because it's not always advised to just whip out your camera here in Colombia. So we're gonna try and capture the day for you. And now we're gonna get poked in our noses.
I dread this.
I know. Okay, so we just had the COVID test after an hour of waiting and documents. It was an antigen test, so not the whole like into your brain, I think. This is the first test I've ever done, so I'm not sure how the other one would be. But I do feel violated. Denny went first and I asked him how was it. He's like, oh, it's okay, but I could see in his face that it wasn't. I still feel it. I feel violated.
It's not as bad as the PCR test. I have taken one of those.
Yeah, so now we're gonna take a cab to the center of Bogota. We're now in the main square here in Bogota, and we see the main cathedral in front of us. So we're gonna check that out first. We already see a bunch of pigeons, a bunch of vendors, and the weather is amazing today.
Yeah, it's blue skies, and I read that Bogota was always cloudy, so we must be here on the perfect day.
Historical downtown center of Bogota, La Candelaria. It's definitely touristy. You can take pictures with llamas. It's really cool to see. There's also some historical buildings around here, so let's go to the most significant one. The house behind me with the green veranda, and that is where the independence of Colombia started on July 20th, 1810. So now we're pretty hungry, so we want to try some typical dishes here in Bogota. I think we're close to the restaurant we're gonna go to, so let's find it. These are the tamales, and they're being served in a corn husk. There's corn in here with rice and chicken, and it's delicious.
Corn and more corn.
This is the akiwako, which is a famous souvenir. With chicken, they have like a whole corn cob in there too. Some cream, and it's actually really good. Good lunch. So that was a delicious food experience in a very idyllic little restaurant. Now we're just walking through the historic center here in Bogota.
Yeah, and it's really calm, it's really peaceful. There's a lot of history here. Yeah. But next we're gonna go to something that actually brought the Spanish here, and that is gold. And they have an entire museum all about gold, and that's up next.
And everyone really loves their experience there, so we can't wait to check that out. And just a fun fact, because Denny told me that the flag in Colombia, when you look at it close, the yellow part is larger than the blue and the red, and the yellow is for the gold, right?
Yeah, it stands for the gold. So it's 50% of the flag.
Blue is military?
Blue. No, blue is their shore, and then red is like the blood of the people in like the revolution and stuff. So what I noticed after traveling in Colombia for 3 weeks just how diverse this country is, and you really have to travel to see it.
Yes, travel throughout Colombia, because our tour guide in Medellin also told us that, you know, in Medellin you have more the paisas, which are the lightest Colombians here. Then in Cartagena you see more darker Colombians throughout the country, but specifically there, the palenqueras, the ladies with the fruits on their head, descendants from the first free slaves here in Colombia. You have more indigenous Colombians. Also a lot of mixed with Spanish, and that translates into the foods that you eat, the clothing that you see, the museums that are available here in the country. It is so fun to be somewhere, so much diversity, there's so much going on. Really nice.
Every place has its own vibe.
Yes. Center, you see really pretty architecture, churches, houses, very old, cobblestone streets. It's a treat to walk around and kind of see what's around. We're now hanging out in the cafeteria here in the Gold Museum, but this was really nice to see. They basically have a really large collection of golden artifacts from all the indigenous communities. Currently there are still like 84 indigenous groups in Colombia, and they still have their own religions and sacrifices, and it was interesting to learn the whole history and how they use gold. They use it for sacrifices, the shamans use it, you know, in their rituals and for spiritual meaning. Now that we've done this cultural event, we're now going to go to the highest mountain here in Bogota and look over the entire city. Okay, unfortunately, we're not going to the highest mountain. We cannot find a taxi who will take us to there. I'm sure you can go out on the street and stop one, but we used all our cash in the restaurant, and I can only use the app to pay with card, and no one seems to want to pick up my ride. So we're heading back home, but it was a fun day in Bogota.
Tomorrow, we're going to be heading to a very unique tropical destination.
Yes. Oh, and our test results are negative.
Yes. So our Bogota trip is not over. We had to make some mistakes first. The first thing we did is we left without our debit card, so we couldn't pull any money out of the ATM. So that meant that we either had to find a cab that would take a card or walk back to our apartment.
And for some reason, when you go into the app and you mark that you pay with card, no one picks you up.
Yeah, plus we're in like the high
crime area.
No, we're in like the time when the taxis are all rush hour are all taken up.
But we were in an area where you saw people smoke crack on the sides, and then we went to a cop and he's like, yeah, don't keep on walking.
Yeah, we go back a little bit. So the story is we start walking to our apartment because it's like, oh, it's only 40 minutes away. Yeah. And so we start walking by like prostitutes, people smoking crack pipes, and we're like, we're still 20 minutes away, and we see this cop and we're like, is this a safe area? You know? And so we ask him, and him and this other guy at the same time is like, it's complicated.
It's complicated.
Yeah, you need to take a taxi. So he found us a taxi, but we didn't have any cash.
And I was trying to like have the conversation in my head in Spanish, trying to translate how to say it in Spanish. So we got to our destination. One, I was feeling very happy because we were safe. Two, I was like, okay, well, now the whole thing starts. Communicate with him that we don't have money. He's getting irritated. I'm going to the ATM here knowing that my credit card won't pull up money, but I try anyways. Good hope, not working out.
Yeah.
So he drives us back to our apartment. I get new cards. While I'm in the elevator, I call my bank.
Because the bank has blocked our cards.
They blocked our cards because we've been paying in Colombia and they think it's fraud because we've been moving around so much. Now at our apartment again to get some more cards. Our bank blocked our card because they thought it was fraud because we move country so much. So just have to call them and unblock them my card. And I come down, drive back here, get the money. We paid him double because he did go through some trouble.
Well, we kind of paid him double. We paid him 20,000 Colombian pesos, and it was like 12,000 on the meter. And they do a thing here where if you're a gringo, they'll kind of take it. They just won't say anything. He didn't even try to get us changed. Yeah. That's totally fine. So we just let it go because he did wait on us.
And then we carry a dummy wallet in case we get robbed. We can give them a wallet. Yeah. And it just had some cards in that we blocked, so you can't use them. But Jenny lost our dummy wallet.
I left it in the taxi. So an experience here to end our time in Colombia.
It had to have happened once though. In this full time, in these 6-7 months you've been traveling, you haven't lost anything. Nothing has happened that, you know, was...
Yeah, and we always carry our debit card. We always carry extra cash, but I think it was just because we were leaving the next day. But yeah.
So we're a little bummed. So we're now gonna just buy beer, I think. We were sitting in front of the grocery store, just kind of like feeling sad for ourselves.
Yeah.
We're now gonna get a beer and again binge watch Modern Family tonight.
Yeah.
And tomorrow fly on to our new destination with no dummy wallet. But that's okay.
Yeah, I don't think we need a dummy wallet in the next place we are going.
Revisen bien, ¿no?
No way.
He brought it back. How nice. Wow.
Wow, guys. We were just moping around. Even though it's just a dummy wallet, the cab driver drove back and gave our wallet back because he remembered where our apartment was because we went here, of course, to grab all my credit cards and debit cards. Yes, we were in a dangerous neighborhood, and yes, people said not to keep on walking because things could happen, but this is also really an act of kindness.
Yeah, definitely. Because he didn't have to bring you back.
He didn't.
So we are the worst when we have a bad day. It's really hard to stick to our diet. So we have 2 extra large orders of fries and an extra large order of falafels and alcohol. So if you're out there and you have a bad day and you cheat on your diet, you're just like us.